Sitting in for Mitch Rogers again. Great to have you with us. Al Green at the controls. I'm live at Colonial Downs Racetrack in New Kent, Virginia, where we've been here since opening day on Thursday. I'm up big, so that's good. But got my picks coming on, and Godzilla wins a little bit later on today. Took Friday off, didn't see anything I liked. And I want to introduce our panel here because they're all live, but they're all with us, and they're all on Godzilla Wins. The old ball coach, now retired, Vince Mayoko, soon to be coaching in, can I let this out of the bag? Soon to be coaching in the Arabian League in Dubai, where they take the relief pitchers in on camels. I can't wait for that. I told Joe about it. Might be an option for him to go in a camel if you'll have him. Also with us, Logan Paul, senior writer, trimmed his beard. So that means he doesn't have to be scratching it every 15 seconds. He's trimmed his beard today. Senior writer for West Virginia Sports Nation. Also, Brendan Statler, part of the WV The Torch team, both writer and sales representative there, doing an excellent job. And of course, we're back with the one and only Chris Saxman. Can't have a show without Saxman. Saxman,
well, not a good show anyway.
Well, not a good show without the Saxman, so it's good. I have no idea how this internet is going to hold up and how my lighting is, so you guys are going to have to carry this show, but it's great to have you all with us. This show brought to you by WV Sports Nation, the #1 sports and information network for West Virginia athletics. It doesn't matter what it is: baseball, football, basketball, women's basketball, volleyball, wrestling, soccer, women's soccer, rifle, rowing, you name it, canoeing. I think they got that too. Everything is there on WV Sports Nation. Now, what you want to do is you want to go to WVSportsNation.com, WVSportsNation.com. You also want to download our app. That's so easy to do. You can go to Apple Play, you can go to the App Store, or you can go to Google Play. Just put in WV Sports Nation. Do it now. WV Sports Nation. Sign up for it. Sign up for the alerts, and they all come right to your phone, and you are good to go, and you're going to love WV Sports Nation. Most of our writers are here. Logan Powell, Brandon Statler, and I'm live at Colonial Downs. By the way, guys, I hope Saxman, did I include you on our company outing here at Colonial Downs? Did I include you in that email?
No, it's not part of our contract, and we'll do that when we renegotiate.
I can't believe I left you. I think I'm almost sure I put you in that email. I put Vince in it, didn't I, Vince?
Yes, I got it.
Oh, you got it in California. That's
yeah,
so
great.
Are you on your way?
You know,
are you on your way? I'm like 45 minutes away. He doesn't even call.
All right.
I think I put you in. You got like 7 emails, Saxman, so I'm not sure which one I put you up.
I only have one, John. You can't figure out which one it is.
Well, which one? I have to ask you which is, and get the old ones off because I've sent it to an email that doesn't exist. But it's good to have everybody here. And we're going to start right off with, well, the #1 thing on everybody's mind, doesn't matter where you're from, everybody wants to talk about FIFA, soccer, everything that's going on. And we'll roll right here with Saxman. Give us an update, give us your thoughts, and then we'll go around the horn. Chris Saxman.
What is so encouraging, I don't do politics, but I did a U.S. Senate candidate forum yesterday. And one of the candidates was grousing about soccer because he doesn't really know it, doesn't really like it, because it's been so great what it's done for this country and bringing so many people to this country to see how great we really are and how great we really have it in a sport that Americans really don't like that much. There are passionate fans, not to take anything away from that, but for the most part, it's a younger generation's sport, fair to say. Even though I grew up playing it in the early 70s, from the time I was like 6 or 7, most Americans don't like it. They call it commie kickball or whatever you want to do. It's just a way to derisively not engage it. So a sport that we really don't like loves us, and we are loving it back. And I think it's wonderful for our country to have all these people come here and hold up a mirror and go, guys, you've got it going on. We love America. We love everything about this country. We love your free chips, your free salsa, your free bread, your free refills. You're great. Your people are great. And people are going, well, we should probably start watching more soccer. And now that we're winning as Americans, we lost to Turkey, and basically our JV squad lost to Turkey. But we're in great position. We played Bosnia-Herzegovina on the first in the next round, the knockout round. We should win that. So we should be in the Sweet 16 this time next week.
Listen, what the Sweet 16 and the knockout rounds are coming. By the way, somebody put a meme out that was hilarious. I think I retweeted it, and it had all the teams that got knocked out. These are all the teams that are out of it. And the last logo they included was the Boston Red Sox. I thought that was absolutely hilarious.
I think I sent
That was the funniest meme I've seen on soccer. You had all these countries' logo, and then you had the Boston Red Sox there at the end. Absolutely hilarious. But look, I know that Vince, you've been following this as well. It has certainly brought pride to Americans for seeing so many people come from other countries and just love our country. And without getting involved in politics, there is so much negativity on on America from the far left in this country. They're hating on Trump. They're hating on the 250. They're hating on America. We just elected a bunch of communists. They're hating on us. And then you get these foreigners coming and they just love our country. And it just should remind everybody the tremendous freedoms that we have and how this is bringing everybody together, Vince.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously on the doorstep of July 4th July 4th coming up. There was something I've seen and from multiple people that from Italy or from Europe saying that you want to see how bad America is, watch the news. You want to see how great America is, drive through it. And that pretty well sums up our country right there. You get the negativity on the news, whether it's right side or left side, but you actually go into the heartland of America. And shoot, even Seattle and LA and Boston has showed their great colors as well too during this whole event. And Sachs hit the nail on the head. I mean, people come here. I mean, the group that come from the Netherlands. I mean, my goodness, I think the whole country is here, and when they take over a town, they take over a town big time. But just the beautiful, what sports is supposed to bring people together, right? We get away from politics with sports, and you know what? We're actually seeing it in this World Cup, and who would have ever thought that?
You know what?
Yeah, that's great. John, if I can pick up on that, I love that phrase that you said, Coach, about if complaining about America until you go through America. 10 years ago this summer, my father and my two sons and I drove across country. It's always been a dream of mine. I don't say I have a bucket list, but I think I do. I just got to write it down. And one of them was to drive across country. And we went to San Diego after the All-Star game, and we drove there to Phoenix and eventually Albuquerque, got Monument Valley, Utah. We saw baseball games. We went to games. But we drove 6 days across country. And my father said it was the greatest trip of his life. And because you get to see just how big this country is first and foremost. But when you get off the road and you go to the Whataburgers, or you go to the Albuquerke Isotope baseball game, and you see friends and family along the way, you realize how good we really have it. The key for us was we didn't turn the radio on once. And so we had 3 generations of my family talking for nonstop for 6 days and going to ball games and having meals together. And when you peel it all back, you realize how blessed we really are. And we should never be afraid to say that.
Logan, let's hear from some of the millennials here, or Zoomers, right? Are you a millennial or a Zoomer, Logan?
I don't know. I was born in 03, so whatever that is.
Gen Z.
Gen Z, okay. I think Statler and you were Gen Zs, right? You're both Gen Zs. So you guys are Zoomers. So, I mean, watching this soccer, if you didn't play it, you don't really follow it. Saxman had to explain to everybody a week ago what the hell was going on, how the thing worked. And I think we play Bosnia on Wednesday at midnight or something. I'll be in bed. That's out in Vince's area in Santa Clara. But what is, I mean, the young people that you're talking to, how are they reacting to this?
Well, my entire friend group is not watching it at all, which is unfortunate because I've been loving it. I've been really enjoying it. I'm not really much of a soccer fan. I mean, I played it growing up, but I never was a big fan of it. But I've been enjoying it a lot. It's been some really good games, some really fun matches. Early on, when it first started, there was a lot of draws. So that was a little bit boring, but it's really picked up, and especially the elite goal scorers have really showed up in a big way. Lionel Messi, Haaland from Norway, Mbappe from France. Even Ronaldo had a couple goals the other day against a JV team, basically. But overall, there's been some really fun games, and honestly, we might get the all-time goal record in this tournament as well. Like the amount of goals that are being scored by the top by the top players has been really fun to watch. So overall, for a casual fan like myself, it's been pretty fun because there's been a lot of good games. Like yesterday, I was watching the Belgium game and it was really good. Like they have some good players like Kevin De Bruyne. I think that's how you say his last. Probably not how you say his last name, but he's fun to watch. I mean, like I didn't really know him, but I thought I heard of his name, so I looked him up, and I've looked at more soccer players than I ever have in my life, just learning about them. And it's been fun to learn about the like I played it, but I'm still learning like the positions. Like I knew midfield, defense, and forward. That was it. So like I'm learning, like false nine. I'm learning center mid, attacking mid, defensive mid. Just learning about the game, and I still don't understand why you can do a handball, but if it's an accident, you're good to go. Like yesterday, there was a handball in the penalty box, and they just let it happen because it was an accident. That doesn't make any sense. But overall, it's been pretty fun. I mean, it's cool seeing all the different fan bases and seeing how they interact, and especially like them going to these different games, like the Boston Red Sox game and all these different sporting events. So it's been cool. I mean, there's some passionate fan bases for sure. So, I mean, United States has been great. There's been a lot of fans there. Overall, I mean, I'm surprised with how the U.S. is playing. I think this is their best team they've fielded in years. 4 years ago, it was a joke. They're a terrible team. I mean, it was evident. I mean, in the game against Turkey the other day, our goalkeeper, I think his name is Matt Turner, terrible, and he was our starting goalkeeper 4 years ago in the World Cup. So you can that right there is evident in how much we've gotten better. I mean,
is it going to help? Is it going to help soccer in this country? I mean, like,
I think so.
Statler doesn't follow it. I mean, Statler, have you even seen a game? Have you even like, as you're flipping the channels, like one comes on, or kind of when you're flipping the channels at night, you can't sleep, and you're just flipping them in a hotel, and you see a documentary on like spider reproduction, and you watch it, kind of a thing.
I can't say I've ever seen that documentary, but okay. No, I have not watched I have not watched an entire game yet. The most I've seen of the World Cup has been like highlights on ESPN. But I don't watch soccer, but I have a general understanding of soccer and the positions because I played 1 year in high school. Just the 1 year I was a basketball player, so 1 year was enough for me with soccer. But to me, it seems like one of those sports that would be more entertaining to actually see in person than TV, just my opinion. But I will say what I've seen of, just the fans coming together, the foreign fans, you see the video, you can't scroll on TikTok for 2 minutes without seeing it. All the foreigners coming here and saying, basically, we owe America an apology for thinking that we were this evil nation. And we come here and we see how great it is. So I think it's kind of neat in a way, although I'm not a soccer fan. Seeing all the fans from foreign countries come here and embrace the American culture and just really, I mean, some of these people say they don't want to leave. They want to stay because we have it so great here, and they love the atmosphere. They love the people. They talk about how friendly the people are. So, I think it's kind of cool that we're having this come together moment, over a game like soccer that, is maybe not so popular here in the United States. It may continue to grow with this. I mean, it helps that Team USA is winning, but, I think it's kind of cool the come together moments that we've been having over soccer, having the World Cup here. It's pretty neat to see.
All right,
John?
Now, yeah.
Yeah, I forget one of your other shows that you have after you come off the air at 10 o'clock in the morning. But help me out.
After I come off is Michael Patrick Leahy.
Michael Patrick Leahy. He's talking the other day. I was listening, and they think, what would be a great idea is for the U.S. to host a tournament every 4 years. It obviously doesn't conflict with the World Cup, and maybe make it, a 16-team tournament. But to do it every 4 years and really bring it, because you see what it's doing from a revenue standpoint, from a PR standpoint. I mean, it would be a great thing for the United States to really contemplate about doing something like that in the future, if it can be done at all.
Well,
I think that's a great idea.
I wonder if the United States did this because it was around the 250.
Oh yeah, that was part of our pitch.
So.
This is part of our pitch when we got awarded the cup. and the amount of money that they're making off this tournament, because A, they've expanded it, B, they've come to America, and C, people are just enjoying the heck out of themselves. We're spending money hand over fist because it's so damn good. And that's just the remarkable thing about what the Americans have been able to put on with all of our. We'd probably prefer to call these foreigners tourists as opposed to foreigners, just from a marketing standpoint, friends. But they've come to they're showing us who we are, and sometimes that's very healthy. You know, if you were getting a performance review at work, your customers are going, "You're doing a bang up job. Keep doing it." And I think we need to. I think we need to embrace the fact that America's a far better country than our media portrays.
It's all about pride, loving our country, loving what we stand for, believing in what we're doing, and it really has brought people together. Okay, now let's get to the knockout round. Now it's what it matters. We got a win on Thursday in Santa Clara, out by where Coach Vince is. That brings us to the Sweet 16, guys. I mean, those of you that follow this, how do we stack up against Bosnia? And I'll start with Vince, Saxman, Logan, Brandon. Make a prediction, and then we're out. Go.
Yeah, obviously the U.S. winning their group, puts them in a good position where they'll play a third place team in Bosnia Herzegovina. So on paper, it's a favorable matchup, so to speak. But once again, it's not a best 2 out of 3. It's not a 7-game series. It's one shot, and we all know that when you're if you're just off your game a little, you bring your B game and the other team brings their A game, you're packing your bags and you're going home. Yeah. So that's the beauty of this is it's one and done now. It's not group play. I don't know how the brackets line up. I know there's still some undecided because today's the last day of group play, but I believe if US were to win, potentially Belgium, that who they would get?
Yep.
And Belgium's legit. I mean, they're legit. They've been very good over the last probably 3 or 4 World Cups. They're more of a veteran team as opposed to the United States. The one thing that really drives me about the United States team is, you go back 4 or 5 World Cups, the U.S. roster had very few players that played internationally. Now, virtually every player on their roster either plays in the Premier League, Serie A, La Liga, League One. I mean, they're all over the map. And yeah, we have a few guys that play MLS, but far and away, the majority of our roster plays in Europe. And that is critical for development of our U.S. men's soccer program.
All right, Saxman, who's gonna win this game?
We'll beat Bosnia on Wednesday. If we don't, it's a great loss. The problem is if one of the downsides is America doesn't go very far in this one. Most Americans won't really feel it. But the potential here is we should beat Bosnia. We should get to the Sweet 16. We don't call it that. It's the next round. Belgium is ranked 10th in the country, 10th in the world rather. Our rankings have come up from 17 to 15. So Belgium is an entirely winnable game. Being at home with the momentum, I don't think Belgium's been playing that great as a team. And I think we get to the Elite 8. And from there, it's a tough road. But seeing us in the Final Four is not out of the realm of possibility. It's just not. We're knocking on the door, guys.
We don't call it the Sweet 16, but that's what it is. And then you win that, then you get to the Elite 8. That's what Americans understand. That's why we kind of put it in those, because we all get what that means. I think if we can get to the Elite 8, but look, then it's going to get tougher. But then you're going to see tremendous interest. I think if we can get to the Elite 8, I think there's going to be whoever the U.S. plays that game is likely to break a soccer viewing record in the United States, I would say.
Oh yeah, so. The ratings will be off the charts if we beat Belgium. This place is going to go absolutely insane. I called it a month ago. This team is good. They are fast. They are athletic. They are skilled. They got a great striker in Balogun. And if Pulisic gets back and he's totally healthy on the left wing, this is a dangerous, dangerous team.
All right, guys, that's going to be it for soccer. We're all predicting that we get into the Sweet 16. We beat Bosnia. They're the number 3 seed. We're number 1. A lot of people question me about, well, we just got beat by Turkey. As Saxman said, the game didn't matter. Our seed was locked in. It was a meaningless game. So basically each team played their undercard. We did, which is basically the backups, which is a smart move by our coach. So that's that. And it is, when is it? Wednesday night, 10 p.m. in Santa Clara. So when we all wake up,
I think it's 8.
we'll be able to,
I think it's
be able
8.
to find out what happened.
I think it's 8 Eastern.
8 Eastern?
Prime time.
No, I think it's 10 Eastern. I think it's 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, it's 8.
We'll
It's
see.
8.
Anyway,
Get on that, Dan.
Maybe they'll change the time, or maybe what ESPN has here is outdated, but we'll see what happens. In the meantime, quick word from our sponsors. Your gang on Godzilla wins. Vince Mayako, Logan Powell, Chris Waxman, Brendan Statler will be right back. Stay with us.
In 2008, the amount of concentrated time people could spend on a task without becoming distracted was 12 seconds. 5 years later, it was only 8 seconds, 1 second less than a goldfish. If you're often distracted or have trouble recalling information, you're likely to fall behind in the demanding, fast-paced 21st century. In other words, brain performance is more critical now than ever. Boost your brain power with Healthy Cell's Focus Plus Recall. Science-backed nootropics to help you sharpen focus, concentrate longer, enhance recall, improve mental speed, learn rapidly, and be more alert. It's a pill-free brain supplement made with maximum absorption ingestible gel technology, designed to feed your brain at the cellular level. Take it for a test drive. Go to healthycell.com and use code GODZILLA for 20% off your first order of Focus Plus Recall. That's healthycell.com, code GODZILLA for 20% off.
And they're off. This summer, the Thunder returns to Colonial Downs Racetrack. Live thoroughbred racing June 25th through September 7th. Feel the excitement. Hear the roar of the crowd. Experience Virginia's premier horse racing destination every Thursday through Sunday all summer long. Bring the whole family for Family Fun Sundays, packed with activities for all ages. Parking, free. General admission, free. Memories, priceless. Make Colonial Downs Racetrack your new summer fun time tradition. Get tickets and race day info now at colonialdowns.com.
Godzilla Wins, where you get the best insight and best information on how to win the most money ever.
Guess what? GodzillaWins.com. Let's talk more winners.
You heard the man. The all-new GodzillaWins.com is all about winners, with fresh daily picks by J-Fred and your favorite players from the Godzilla Wins team. Get your hot takes from the show, then click the website for the dough. GodzillaWins.com.
GodzillaWins.com. Let's talk more winners.
Let's get back to the show that's all about winning dough. Godzilla Wins. Less talk, more winners.
I love that mantra, guys. I actually came up with it.
Well, a little Harold Faltermeyer to start our mornings there. Axel F. from 1984.
Ahmed,
Where did John go?
Ahmed,
Did John need to bet on a horse?
Yeah, John left as soon as the
I think he's seeing a man about a horse.
Left right at the end of the break.
Well, he said he couldn't see the ads running for some reason. His connection must not be too good out there.
So, Vince, how was your vacation, man?
It was good. So, game 2, U.S.-Australia. I'm watching U.S. versus Australia in an Irish pub in Rome.
Wow.
You can't get any
What
more
was the rooting breakdown there?
Non-interest other than our table. Everybody else was drinking their vino and having some late night.
There's a surprising amount of Irish pubs everywhere.
Isn't that amazing? I was like, an Irish pub in Rome?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of Irish pubs in Rome. Plenty of available.
How many Guinnesses did you have?
You know what? I did not have one Guinness. I had kind of a local brew, a local amber brew that is brewed there in Rome. But had a great time. When we arranged this trip, like over a year ago, I'm going, dang, I'm going to be in Italy during the World Cup. You can't. I mean, thinking that Italy's an automatic, right? And all of a sudden, 3 straight World Cups, and Italy's not even a part of it. It just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, they're ranked in the top 10. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But
I think, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Bosnia-Herzegovina eliminated them.
Yeah, the thing, and that's what That's what the audience might not know is you don't get in. There's automatic qualifiers like if you're hosting Canada, Mexico, U.S. are getting in because they hosted the Cup and they expanded the field from 32 to 48. But you don't automatically get in because you're ranked high. You have to earn it through group play back in your continents.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the United States qualified or would have qualified if we weren't a host country. We didn't. I don't think you played very well.
I don't know if I know we automatically qualified. I don't know if we qualified as a result of the CONCACAF play, but we're there. We're doing well. We're ranked 7th, now 15th in the world, and we're coming up. So that's a good thing. But yeah, we're
gonna move on. Love the soccer talk, but we can't do this for 2 hours. The soccer talk.
We didn't have a host, so we had to just riff for a while.
I understand you guys are doing fine filling in. We got to move on. The biggest scandal in college football history has just hit again with Soulsby, who this is an unbelievable saga, right? So Texas Tech, they get the ruling. He's going to make what? They were paying him $5 million or something. They threw out the NCAA rules. They threw everything out, right? On Scoresby, just threw it out. Have him coming back. Gambling. NCAA has no power. Doesn't matter. Things got so bad that nobody was going to play them. Everybody was going to take a 1-0 forfeit. The whole Big 12 voted not to play them. So he did the right thing and he got out under his own volition, probably under a lot of pressure. And he said, I'm going to go in the NFL supplemental draft. Then the NFL doesn't want him either. So they cancel the supplemental draft. So there's no draft. And they avoided the lawsuit because he would have sued if nobody picked him. They would have sued for collusion and all that stuff. They just canceled the draft. So you'll have to wait till you go in the next time. And so it was a brilliant move. I rarely do I like what the NFL does, but that was a brilliant move. Just cancel it. Therefore, when you cancel it, well, then it's canceled for everybody, not just him. So nobody can sue the NFL over canceling a draft that they said there's not enough players that meet their criteria to have it. So they canceled the draft. They could have had it. Now, what does he do? Can't go to the draft, can't go to college football. Texas Tech looks like idiots. Still, people might not play them. Break this down for us, Coach Vince.
And didn't the CFL decide they don't want him either?
They don't want him either.
I mean, he's going to be playing sandlot football if he wants to play football at all.
It's bad when even the Canadians don't want you.
And who would touch this guy, even if he hasn't gambled in 3 years and he's completely rehabbed? It's just a bad look. I mean, he would have to do some serious adjustments to his PR campaign in order for anybody to give him a shot at this point in time. But yeah, you hit the nail on the head, John. It makes Texas Tech look like a bunch of outlaws. It really does. I mean, when you got, other teams in the Big 12 that you might kind of like questionable character historically, right? And they're calling Texas Tech out saying, no, that even at our standards, that's way below. So good for the Big 12, good for the NFL, and I guess good for the CFL as well too.
Unbelievable.
He's going to have to get a quarterbacks coach and just train privately. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where does he go from here? I mean, first of all, a lot of people saying he's not that great anyway. But I mean,
he had some pretty lackluster games last year. Yeah.
I mean,
2 years ago for Cincinnati.
You just can't have this. This gambling thing is bad news, man. And I think it was Saxman called this 3 years ago, right? It was Saxman who called it right here in Godzilla Wins. He said 2-3 years from now, this thing is going to turn into the biggest disaster for college and pro football and pro athletes. And now we got all these indictments going on. We don't even got the basketball one with the basketball coach there. You've got this one with Texas Tech. You got the relief pitchers for Cleveland. We don't even know how deep this thing is. And then we have all these college players. Remember with the mid-majors saying, hey, I'm going to make money gambling because I didn't get enough money NIL, I got screwed, so I'm just going to make money gambling. I mean, it's destroying everything, and I don't know that there's a way now to put the genie back in the bottle. Anybody jump in?
Yeah, well, go ahead, Sax.
Thank you, John. First of all, I didn't see this. This is obvious. This is like a speed bump in the middle of the road, and you're flying down the road going, this won't hurt, until you hit it and you go, damn it, I didn't think that was going to hurt, and it did. And this is entirely predictable. I don't see how people didn't see this coming. You can't put this much money in the NIL platform, pay kids millions of dollars, and have their competitors not figure out a way to make money in the social circuits. It's completely predictable. Someone's going to get you expand gambling the way they have. It's going to create more problems, especially if they start putting these casinos in their phones. It's going to get even worse, far more pervasive. I mean, it's everywhere. And this really was brought to me like 20 years ago. I used to deliver 5-gallon water for the UVA football team, basketball teams, and whatnot. And I got to be friends with guys in the training room because that's who I worked with. And I'd be in the training room. Hey, how's so and so doing? Because I can't tell you. I was like, why can't you tell me how he's doing? Because he says, really? And I'm like, no, why? He goes, gambling. I'm like, I don't gamble. He's like, I don't care. I can't tell anybody that. It's like, you can't say anything to anyone about physical injuries because people are making bets on these things. It's too pervasive.
And now we have Twitter.
Exactly. Oh God. And the amount of legal liability and regulatory compliance that would come crashing down on all these universities and all these programs is mind-boggling if you don't do something about this.
You know what's going to be interesting? Sorsby's lawyer is now suing, of course, the NFL, looking for a ruling by the NFLPA, which is the NFL Players Association, looking for a favorable ruling to let this guy in. That's going to be
a problem, John.
Point.
That's going to be a problem.
NFLPA has got to make a decision here.
Well, but he's not an NFL player yet. So if they make a favorable ruling for Sorsby, they're potentially casting somebody else out of a team who already is in the NFL, who is part of the players union. So the players union's between a rock and a hard place. They can't really rule on this in favor of Sorsby.
He has no standing. He's not a member of the Players Association.
He's not a member.
And you can't just apply to the NFL and not be. I could apply to the NFL today and not get drafted. Does that mean I get to sue him? No, it's an asinine. Look, hey kid, take your $5 million, put it in some index funds, go pound sand, go make your money in some competitive fields. If anyone would hire you, I can't imagine a competitive sport in the world that would hire this guy, because you sully the game. You can't be trusted on the field.
It's another scandal waiting to happen. If he did it before, he's going to do it again.
Everything he does on the field will be always questioned.
Yes.
Every snap, every decision, every play. Sorry, you gambled and lost.
Do you think this kid will ever play in the NFL, guys?
No, and I don't care.
I don't know about play, but I think he will. Somebody will draft him.
No.
I mean, as Brendan said, the Browns will draft him.
This has Cleveland Browns written all over it, guys. It does.
I think he will, just because he's his talent. I mean, at the end of the day, he's a talented quarterback. At one
I
point,
think they'll invite him to their mini camp tryout, right?
But he
would fit right in with the Browns.
He's going to have to go on a PR campaign where he's going to go around the country speaking to every group that will take him about the evils of gambling and what he had to do to overcome his addiction.
Yeah.
And he has to become the poster child of this.
That's exactly right.
That. But would the NFL allow it? Would the NFL allow it as much money as they have invested in all these gambling platforms?
This is why baseball banned it. This is why you can't do it. They said this ruins the game because people do bet on it. You can't do that to the game.
Yeah, Sorsby needs to do that on his own time and his own money. He needs to go around the country, set sex, and
let's get to Texas Tech, okay? Are they going to get out of it? Like, did they make a terrible decision here? First of all, they're paying the kid $5 million for nothing, not to play. But the way they went about this, I mean, they're now the outlier of the Big 12. Like everybody hates them now. The PR for Texas Tech Red Raiders is a catastrophe, right? This is right up there with the marketing VP that put the trans person on the Bud Light can and lost 20% of their cap and can't ever get it back, right? It's right up there with that. How bad is this for Texas Tech, guys?
Brutal. Again, especially because Texas Tech was very competitive in football. They were spending a lot of money. They were signing a lot of top-name recruits. So if you have a competitive edge now and you're not Texas Tech, you take that money off the field and you get those players back in the pool, if you will, of talent and recruiting. Why would you let them back in? Why? You don't need them. You want the talent, keep the money on the sidelines. The hell with them. There's no why would University of Texas play them? Why would A&M play them? Why would Oklahoma State, anyone play them? You don't need to now. They did this to themselves.
It's bad, but also at the same time, they're still one of the best teams in the whole nation. They're still going to be 12-0. I think they kind of are right now enjoying the mantra that has been given to them about how everyone hates them. Because I think they also are deflecting it to Cincinnati, because Cincinnati also had to play in this because Sorsby was doing it while he was there, and there's rumors that they knew about it and they covered it up. But Texas Tech, I mean, they have billionaire donors at the wazoo. They have the best defense, arguably, in the country. So they're still going to money. They're having a chip on their shoulder all year. So I think they'll be all right. I think they'll find a way to be okay.
I mean, they're still going to get talent. I mean, at the end of the day, all that matters is money, whether we want to admit it or not. If they have,
they got to play somebody.
Yeah,
you got to be on the field.
And also, their backup quarterback's not even that bad. He had played last year. Hammond, I think his name is Will Hammond. He's not even that bad. He's pretty decent. He's obviously not Brandon Sorsby, but he's decent. So he'll do enough to keep them from winning. He's not going to lose them ball games because how good their defense is. That's what's going to win the games. They'll be okay.
Well, those of us that are have companies where brand matters, like ours, right? Brand is 80% of our network, right? How are we branded? What do we do? The brand for Texas Tech has just tanked. It's going to take years for them to get over this. Now, is it going to stop, people from going to the games? Is it going to stop the donors from giving money? No. But just the hammering that this organization took, and this, look, is this guy a sympathetic figure? No, right? It's gambling a mental disease. I mean, stop, right? And then they say, well, the guy bet, 40 bets on his own team. Here's the problem with that, okay? If I'm betting, if I'm a player and I'm betting on my home team, great, my own team. What happens the game I don't bet him? I mean, that always becomes the question. Unless you're betting the same amount of money on every single game that they ever play in perpetuity, the question becomes, if you didn't bet as much in game 5 or you didn't bet him in game 5, what does that say about what's going on? So this idea, he only bet on his own team. That's like a ridiculous argument, guys.
That was what you said about the Pete Rose situation too, that was the problem there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he bet different amounts.
It's like Texas
Tech. He bet different amounts, and sometimes he didn't bet on his team. So what does that tell you? I mean, you can't do this. You can't do it, man. You got to throw this guy out. But what does this do for the NCAA now?
Well, Texas Tech, NCAA has to come down on Texas Tech. Otherwise you're sanctioning this, and it's okay, wink and a nod. Did they put him on 1-year probation? I don't know what this does to the program, because the rest of the NCAA teams have to inoculate themselves from this, because they have to be able to take the field credibly, and they have to come down on this. Look what happened to SMU back in the day. They got the death penalty, right? It was called the death penalty because they were going down this road.
Here's the thing, though, Sachs, is I think Texas Tech during this whole recruiting process could say, whether it's true or not, we knew nothing about this. And we can all say, yeah, you did, but they could say that. But what about Cincinnati and Indiana? They're players in this as well, too, aren't they?
Yeah, no, this is bad. This is a growing cancer. And this is not an early detection. Okay, they found a mass in the body of the NCAA, and they have to do something that they have not thought they would ever have to do, and it was entirely predictable. This is like saying, "Oh, you smoked for 80 years? Huh? You got lung cancer. Didn't see that one coming." This is what happens when you bring this into your organization and you're all profiting off it, and all the kids are doing it on the side. It's eventually going to come in. and they're going to have to do some form of surgery and chemotherapy and radiation to get this out. And it's going to be ugly, and it should be. And they should come down hard on Texas Tech. And if they're culpable, Cincinnati and Indiana too. And I don't give two toenails if they're all athletic departments that they have closed. I don't care. There are plenty of other schools out there that are putting mediocre programs on the field. Do we really care if they're not there anymore? I don't.
It's just a mess.
The only problem is that Indiana and Texas Tech are two of the biggest brands in college football right now. Cincinnati.
So was Sears. So was Blockbuster. You know, who cares?
Right.
Great analogy.
You're still going to watch college football on Saturday, irrespective of whether it's Cincinnati, Indiana, or Texas Tech aren't there.
Yeah,
I think. Don't you look? Go ahead.
Yeah, I doubt they would do anything in Indiana with how much good press they have right now and how everyone likes. I draw on a blank, but how much they like the coach, and they're not going to do anything in Indiana. I think
it depends on the culpability. It depends on what they've done. You know, if the evidence points and they say they knew it, and there's an email where the AD says, yeah, but he's okay. We want him on our team, which they're not stupid enough to do. But some guys are stupid enough to do that and put it in a text. And if it comes out in discovery phases of any of these lawsuits, they're all going to settle out of court, and they're probably going to give money to their conferences to let them back in. Just so this thing does not go to discovery, and they don't start plowing through all the emails and texts and all these stuff that comes in the discovery phase of a trial. They're going to cut a deal so that they can get put back in. But when they close the door when everything's over and they close the door, they're going to go, guys, you got to knock this crap off, and you got to clamp down on it real hard.
Yeah, I don't want to sit here and make allegations, but it makes you wonder because the quarterback, when he was at Indiana and left to go to Cincinnati, the current coaching staff was not in place yet, correct? That happened before. I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name, but was that part of his exit? Is the new staff comes in and says, hey, we've heard some things about you. Maybe you should probably enter the portal and go somewhere else. And if that occurred without any, I mean, that's almost as guilty as Texas Tech.
Well, look what happened to University of Michigan basketball coach. Just won the national title, and all of a sudden he's going to the NBA, and there's rumors that something happened in their program. Now, I don't know. Unsubstantiated as far as I'm concerned. I have done no background research on this. But all of a sudden that pops up like he's getting away from an investigation a la Harbaugh. I mean, this is the problem in college sports.
Yeah, it was crazy. He definitely dipped pretty quickly, but Dusty May, he dipped pretty quickly. I mean, you never really know what's going on behind closed doors with these big programs whenever you have so much money coming in and you have to have successful seasons year in and year out. And no matter what, Michigan, they won the championship, but then the very next day you have to move on and try and get the next five-star transfer from some random country or from wherever. So there's no time to slow down, and you're bound to make mistakes at some point, and it's a lot, you have to hide them and keep moving, and hopefully it never comes to light. But for Indiana and for Cincinnati, they could be caught in the crossfires here because I really do think Cincinnati had to know about it. He was on the team for, I think, 2 or 3 years. He was their star quarterback. For Indiana, I don't think so because he was just another quarterback on the depth chart. But for Cincinnati, he was the main guy. He was their guy. And this is just now happening, and he was just on Cincinnati. So I do think if something's going to happen at Tech, I think that Cincinnati might be caught in the crossfires here, which would be unfortunate for them, but at the same time, you're telling me you didn't know that your star quarterback was.
Of course they knew. Of course they knew. They all knew. Look, you know what? This is one thing this has done. I never thought you could accomplish this, but it's actually made us want the NCAA to succeed. Right? I mean, everybody hates the NCAA. All the decisions they make pisses everybody off. They're a feckless organization. They do nothing. And right now we're all saying, well, we want our old NCAA back because at least the old NCAA, you had to follow some semblance of rules, even though people cheated and broke it, whatever. But this has brought us all together. We want the NCAA back. They made one good ruling, I think was earlier in the week, where they finally, like D2 and D3 did, they finally went in D1 athletics to 5-year blanket eligibility.
Love
So
that.
there's no red shirts. There's no I sat the year out. I played X games. You feign an injury. All that stuff is gone. You get a doctor to, sign off on something and it's not real. Any parent that has been in this like I have understands what goes on here. So you have 5-year eligibility, which I think is great, which means you have 1 year where whatever happens, that's it. Now, if you get hurt for 2 years, too bad. 3, too bad. Or if you don't play as a freshman, you have 5-year eligibility. It's the same for everybody across the board. I think that was a great ruling. And I'm sure that somebody will get hurt and want another year, and there'll be another lawsuit. I'm sure that's coming. But I think finally the NCAA made the right decision, and they acted quickly. D2 did it last fall, I think, and it was the way to go. Anybody want to comment on that?
Yeah,
Vince?
I will. I think, being obviously now a former junior college coach, it really is going to affect how the junior colleges think things out. Because initially, I'll redshirt 5 to 10 players every year. And now looking at the long-term eligibility of a college athlete, it's like if you're a JUCO coach, it's like if you redshirt a kid, you're almost doing the kid a disservice because that's basically 1 year he's going to lose. So JC coaches have to look at it from a different angle as well too. And my wife was actually asking me the other day, she said, "Aren't you glad you kind of got out now?" And yeah, because when you bring in 45 kids in a fall baseball program and you've only got 30 uniforms for them in the springtime and they're good kids and they work hard, yeah, you want to keep them around. And the best way to keep them around is let them redshirt, get physically stronger, academically get things in place. But the downside now is they're going to lose a year's eligibility as opposed to the old rules. So I'm kind of caught in between on that. And hopefully maybe the NC2A will kind of give some, who knows? I'm just wishful thinking here. Maybe they'll
Vince,
create something for the JUCOs.
Vince, are they now counting a JUCO year as a year of college eligibility towards
To
the
my
5?
knowledge, they are. Once you turn 19, either 19 years of age or you become a college student, your clock begins right then and there.
Whether it's junior college or not.
To my knowledge, whether it's junior college or a 4-year university.
Yeah, because I guess if they didn't do that, you could have 7 years of college eligibility,
right.
And you could be playing at 25 years old, right? Which
sure, and then you're back to the same
to
issue as you were before. Yeah.
It fit in at BYU.
Right, because
there's 3 exceptions. There's military, the missions like BYU does, and also pregnancy, which I'm thinking goes towards female athletes. So probably you could make the argument, well, I'm an expecting dad, do I get that benefit as well too? And who knows? That could be a lawsuit waiting to happen also.
Well, I hope they'll do it on age and not whether you enroll in a full-time Division I school, because JUCOs could play a really important role in bridging the gap between high school and college and get kids in the programs a little bit earlier, like take their senior year and just go to college and have a dual enrollment situation where they're getting college credits. Because if you're going to JUCO and you're thinking about doing that, that should be an opportunity, not a penalty, to get them into a system so you're not penalized from progressing in the game, especially for baseball players, football players. They mature differently. But the year from 17 to 18 for a man is very different than 16 to 17. And to give the kid another place to go to get their education, to transition them into a higher level of performance and full-time activity on a college campus might be something the NCAA should take a look at as an opportunity.
Yeah, I'll give you a really quick example. We have a kid here in Bakersfield that if he stays his senior year, he will be 19 years of age his senior year. So since this ruling has started, rumors have started developing, he's up the ante. He's going to graduate next year after his junior year. So he can go straight he signed a letter of intent or a verbal commitment to South Carolina. And so he will be actually entering South Carolina 18 years of age as opposed to 19, so his clock won't start as early.
Yeah, I hope they iron that out, because I graduated high school at 17. And I put on 35 pounds my freshman year. I mean, it's a completely different frame when what the male body can do. That first year out, when you start lifting weights and get into a serious program, I think there's an opportunity here to really help a lot of kids do college better with a lower risk profile at a JUCO school where they get better equipment, better coaching, better facilities in a less intense environment, and let the kids really grow. And that could be
is the consensus here that at least 1 year of JUCO should not count towards the 5-year eligibility? Is that kind of the consensus here?
I would start at 19, just do it the age and do 5 years.
That's what it is. Yeah, the clock starts at 19, or when you start high school or college, and then you get 5 years, no matter whichever one starts first. And I think it's.
But then you're looking at 6, because most kids graduate from high school at 18.
Then you still have 5 years. Then you end at 23. It's 5 years no mater what, which is why it's good.
That's what I think it should be. 5 years no matter what. Airplane going on top of me, guys. Sorry. By the Colonial Downs here, they're flying on top of me. But
was it a private jet or
some kind of fly? I don't know what the hell that was.
That
thing was pretty low. It's
the closest airport is 20 miles away.
I could go wave to the pilot. I don't know where the hell that was going. Right? Racetrack that way, right? Airport that way.
You got Richmond.
But one thing that I've seen, and this is why I really like the 5-year eligibility. The worst thing that happened to Joe was he got hurt, right? And he couldn't pitch for the year. Best thing that ever happened is he got hurt, because I've seen his physical development. When did he get hurt, Vince? February, March, April, May, June, July, 4 months. No pitching, all weights, all rehab, all development. Maryland, smart people, wouldn't let him pitch in this summer. No way. Rehab, stay at campus, got to show up every day, 6 days a week rehab. The difference in his physicality has been shocking. Like, he comes in now and it's like, the hell's that? So just not pitching and taking that extra year and doing nothing but rehab and work out. And of course, they have a very regimented plan every day. I've seen the physical development in him just because he's not pitching in the summer, and they focused on the strength aspects. And he's a big, strong kid, but they focused on that. So I think the 5-year eligibility is going to make a difference in a lot of players.
Yeah, I think you'll start seeing more schools if JUCOs can't do it. I think you'll start seeing a lot more private schools do the postgraduate years with college dual enrollment classes to give students and families an opportunity there to bridge into that 19 through 24 age bracket.
Well, and you guys are saying it's going to hurt the JUCO. You can look at it the other way and say, okay, I'm not ready right now to go to D1, D2. I'm not ready physically. I'm not ready mentally. I'm not ready academically. Any number of reasons. I want more PT. So I know that I can go to a JUCO for 1 year, get some classes under my belt, get in the collegiate system, and I've still got 4 years of eligibility, which is what everybody had a month ago. So there's really no difference if you look at it that way, Vince.
Well, yeah, but that's if they stayed at a JUCO just for 1 year. Most times, 4-year schools aren't going to recruit a guy from a JUCO. They have to really essentially recruit him spending 2 years at a JUCO. So if that were the case, then they would have 3 years of eligibility at the 4-year school, which is still a nice trade-off.
It's still good. I mean, 3 years is still good. A lot of kids get drafted in their junior year when they're over 19 or whatever the minimum age is.
And then also too, John, reduced roster sizes play a role too with the NC2A, where in baseball I think the roster size is going to be 34, I believe, in the future.
Well, it's supposed to go down to 34. There's still all these grandfather systems. I'm not like, nobody can explain it to me how this, like I asked one coach the other day, well, how many kids are going to be on your roster? And this was the West Virginia. I didn't ask Sabins. I asked the assistant AD, Matt Wells, like, what is your roster? And he's like, well, it's supposed to be 34, but then we have all these clauses where, kids that got grandfathered in. So it's like 47. It's like, how's that happen? He says it's just got to cycle out until they get to 34. So
And the same thing will happen with this new ruling, because this new ruling is for 2027 high school grads. So the same thing's going to affect with this. Will there be a watering out process with this as well too?
Well, clarity in rules is going to bring a lot of changes, but at least we have clarity.
Yeah.
This is like just so that everybody knows, the 5-year eligibility does not affect outgoing seniors this season or incoming seniors, right? It doesn't affect them. So
it doesn't even affect incoming freshmen.
Like you're not, if you're a 4-year senior, you're not all of a sudden getting another year of eligibility.
It's the 2027 graduating high school seniors is what it is when that starts. Right, guys?
What is it now?
It's the 2027 high school grads is where this will initiate.
It starts.
So even
the 5-year rule, is that what you're saying?
Correct. Yeah, starts the fall of 2027.
Yeah.
For high school graduates.
Right. So even this group that's entering college this fall will still fall under the old rule.
The old red shirt rule.
Right.
But no, I think everyone that's current. I think I could be wrong here, but I think unless you've already run out. So unless you've already run out, if you still have eligibility left, you're still grandfathered into this new system. I think so. That means that someone for WVU's sake, for example, 4-star freshman Matt Sieg, before he was going to have 4 years, now he's going to have 5 years because he's going to be grandfathered into the new system.
I think that's the way I read it. That if your eligibility is exhausted right now,
you're done. You're done.
If you have another year of eligibility, let's say you're a junior.
Now you have two.
You just completed your junior year. You just completed. You now get 2 more years. But if you're a graduating senior, you're gone.
Yes.
That's the way I understood it.
Exactly, yes. So you're just grandfathered into the new system to where, everyone is basically gaining an extra year. And it basically just allows everyone to be on the same time frame and everyone is under the same rules. And because there's
all right, guys, we got to go. We're getting the top of the hour. We got to get out. When we come back, we got a lot more to talk about. We got baseball. We got the College World Series all coming up right here on Godzilla Wins. Stay with us. Don't go away. More action coming, plus our baseball picks. Stay here.
Right now, download the new WV Sports Nation app from the Apple Store or Google Play and get the entire Mountaineers sports world in the palm of your hand. Right now, get notified when new stories drop about your favorite Mountaineers teams and athletes. Download the WV Sports Nation app right now. Get updates on next level Mountaineers like Weatherholt and Joe Mazzulla. All that and more right in your pocket right now. Download the new WV Sports Nation app from the Apple Store or Google Play. Download the app right now.
The best part about waking up in the morning is a great cup of coffee, and I get this every day with my 1775 coffee. It's rich, it's bold, best tasting coffee I've ever had. Single origin, farmed in Bolivia, 7,000 feet. It's always fresh, roasted daily. This is the best coffee you're ever going to get. Go to 1775coffee.com, 1775coffee.com. Promo code Godzilla, 10% off. It's going to make your day every day.
You woke up with a sore throat and a low-grade fever. You know you are getting sick, so here's your choices. You can get sicker and miss work. Try to see a doctor this week or sit hours in a crowded waiting room at urgent care.
I have a smarter option for you. Open your medical emergency kit. Match your symptoms to doctor-recommended prescription in your booklet and take the right meds now and get well faster.
This is not a first aid kit. It's like having an urgent care in your home. It includes doctor-prescribed medications to treat over 39 medical issues like respiratory infections, strep throat, pneumonia, UTIs, and more.
No waiting to see the doctor and no standing in line at the pharmacy. It's right here.
Every home should have at least one medical emergency kit, and here's how to order.
Order online fast and save $45. Your kit with prescriptions to treat common and life-saving illnesses is rushed to your door. Visit twc.health/Godzilla. Promo code Godzilla. That's twc.health/Godzilla. Promo code Godzilla.
John Frederick.
It is the most egregious thing I've seen in a lifetime.
President Trump.
The whole thing is ridiculous.
When politics start getting wild,
they want to have every single thing that you don't want. Raise taxes, men and women's sports. They're going to open up their border.
Trump hits the speed dial.
Thank you for calling in on such short notice.
You came first, John.
Wake up with the John Frederick Show weekday morning, 6 Eastern, 5 Central on JFMN.TV, the massive J-Fred radio network, and all across the socials.
You came first, John. Thank you very much, and you do a great job.
John Fredericks, he's America's Godzilla of truth. All week long, he's world-renowned for his proficient proclivity to prophesy the people's political picks with pinpoint precision.
Yeah, baby.
Then, on the weekends, he gets with the guys that are pretty wise, and Godzilla wins. Godzilla Wins, the sports picking show for winning dough. Money lines, parlays, over-under, the best plays. You choose the game, Godzilla picks the winners. Get expert analysis, exclusive insights, and have a little fun. When the game is on your mind and money's on the line, Godzilla Wins is your guide to picking winners. Godzilla Wins, on the screens of your TV and favorite devices, commanding radio airwaves far and wide. Before you make that play, hear what the Godzilla crew has to say. Presented by WestVirginiaSportsNation.com, it's time for Godzilla Wins, all across the John Fredericks Media Network. Oh yeah.
For entertainment purposes only.
Oh, welcome back to Godzilla Wins. I'm your sit-in host for Mitch Rogers. He's got swimming, he's got soccer, he's got daughters, he's got family. He's going to be back soon with old ball coach Vince Mayako, former baseball coach, 20 years, Bakersfield, Taft College, now retired, going to Dubois to coach there. Get a little action going. Tammy's going to love Dubois. I've never been there. I heard it's beautiful though.
Well, especially in July.
I've been in the Middle East enough. I'm not going back. I've been there enough. I'm like done with that. I've been to Israel. I've been to Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, Doha, but never step foot in Dubai. Certainly not going to KSA. I'll never get out if they go back and see what I've written about them. Logan Powell with us. Logan, a member of WVSN, West Virginia Sports Nation, one of our key contributors and writers. We're trying to get him to go full time, but he wants to go and teach like his mom, and I respect that. And I hope your mom's all right. Brendan Statler, now he's becoming a veteran. By the way, Brendan, you did a super job at the College World Series in Omaha. Some of your best writing. You did a great job. Also did a great job in sales, so you're wearing two hats. Super job. Brendan Statler, WV The Torch. And your writing was super, Brendan. You did such a great job for us out there. And look who's back. Did Saxman leave? Is Saxman gone?
He'll be back.
Bummer.
He's always a little late to the party in the second half. Stays in the locker room a little too long.
Late to the party. Also with us is back by popular demand, Dan Hobgood, my executive morning producer on the John Fredericks Media Network. Dan, it's good to have you back. And
Great to be
Dan
back.
was on vacation, but some young driver bashed into his car.
Yep.
And so he had to come back early and get the insurance thing done and all
Yeah.
that, right?
It was a great hour of vacation. I was on vacation for an hour, and everything was great for that hour. And then I went down to drive some family around on the island down in North Carolina. So, ooh, that's not going to happen. So, but yeah, it was wild. I thought it was
good to have you back.
Yeah. But
long
great
as you're
to be
okay,
back.
and
Yes.
cars
yeah.
can always get fixed. That's why you buy.
Right. Car is in the
insurance.
shop right now, so yeah, it's all good.
All good.
Hope
Of course,
it'll be better
while
in a
it's in
week.
the shop, you do have a vehicle, you know.
I do.
drive.
Yes. Thanks to you. Yes. Thanks to Ann and you and Joe. Yeah. I'm the caretaker for Joe's truck right now. So took it through the car wash this morning. Everything. So yeah. So it's all
Very nice.
good. Looking good. So,
I told him you detailed it. He was pretty excited about it.
I did. Yeah. I hope you showed him the photos. I think I sent the photos to both Ann and you. Yeah. So
yeah. First thing I did was show him the photos. He was kind of excited about it. Being that, it was good that you were at our victory party because everybody got a chance to meet you. So that was fun. And hopefully you'll be at our Colonial Downs event on July.
Planning on it. I think that sounds amazing. Yeah, I'm super excited.
You got to RSVP to Tina Logan if you want to go. Vince, if you want to fly all the way across the country, you're invited. I'll put you on that email. But Statler,
I heard Logan was going to pay for my flight from LA to.
I love it.
Thanks,
I thought,
Logan.
I thought Logan was
Southwest.
picking us all up.
I should pay. I really should. Ann's not tuned in right now, but I really should pay for your flight to come out here, Vince, because of all you've done for us. I really
Everybody
should do
hop
that.
in Joe's truck with me. We'll all drive down.
I think I'll do that. You can pick Vince up at the airport. I'm going to get offline with him. You can pick him up at Joe's truck that you've done everything with.
And I got an Airbnb here. If you can't tell, of my beautiful home, you guys, any guys, anybody wants a place to crash?
Vince, you want to stay with Dan? Vince, I think we're going to do this. I think
the
this is a good
temptation
idea.
of that is almost too good to be true. So
it's a great spot.
I'm going to get it done.
Great pad, Vince. Great pad.
I'm going to get it done because of all you've done for us. That's like the least we can do.
Hey, what date is that?
July 18th. So you'd have to come in.
You
come in like
I'm actually coaching a summer team in Reno, Nevada that week.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought he was going to say you had to go lift weights.
I'll be on vacation, so I'll have to pass. Sorry.
But hey,
Who was
John,
that?
congratulations on your big
Statler's
win.
on vacation.
I will be. That's
Who's
actually
on vacation.
That's actually the day I'm coming back from Oak Island, North Carolina.
I doubt this is going to fly. It's in the middle of summer. Everybody's got plans, so it's not going to fly anyway. Dan, it'll just be us.
Fair enough.
That's going to be it because I don't think.
Well, if you invite Saxman, you'll have one other person. It was the one person you didn't invite. That's
Saxman will have
second hour.
Saxman was on. If you look at the email, Saxman was on the email. I've got like 10 email addresses. I don't know what to send them to. So I got to figure that out. But anyway, Logan's not coming either. He's got plans, right, Logan?
Yeah, I got my I saw that we had a +1, so I asked my girlfriend about it. I was like, "You want to go to this?" John's invited +1, blah blah blah. She was like, what do you think we have that day?" I was like, "Do we have something that day?" He was like, "Yeah, my graduation party." I was like, "Oh, I guess that settles it."
It's not going to happen. Okay. Anyway, we tried. So all we can do is try, right?
And
this segment brought to you by. All you can do is try. And I said to Ann, it's preliminary. It's a summer, and nobody will be able to make it, but you gotta try. So anyway, having said that, this segment brought to you by WV Sports Nation. Go to WVSportsNation.com. You can do all the writing there. We get 3-4 articles a day up. This thing is rocking and rolling. It dominates West Virginia. If you want to know anything about West Virginia football, baseball, basketball, any sport, whatever, soccer, volleyball, it's all right there on WV Sports Nation. Want to download our app. It's so easy to do. It's so cool. Just on Google Play or on the App Store, all you have to do is put in WV Sports Nation, download our app there, WV Sports Nation. And this segment is brought to you by WVSportsNation.com. And got our senior writers here, Logan Powell and Brendan Statler. Okay, guys, let's transition very quickly. College World Series, Oklahoma, hot. They got hot at the right time, winning everything, scoring runs in bunches. I think they averaged 10 runs a game or something in the tournaments. An unbelievable run they had. And everybody thought North Carolina's pitching was going to be the difference in this series. I certainly did. They just couldn't compete with those bats in Oklahoma. And Oklahoma started 2 freshmen out of the 3 games, won both of them. This is unbelievable what they've done. Hats off to Oklahoma. And, it gets back to SEC, ACC. A lot of people told me, you know what, the difference between SEC and ACC is a boatload of difference. A lot of people picked Oklahoma for that. I thought North Carolina would win, and 2 of the games they got blown out. So what was your reaction to that, Dan Hobgood?
Yeah, I mean, I was down in North Carolina watching some of this stuff. It was shocking because you had 2 teams in the final that, I mean, barely really made it in. I mean, Carolina was 1 out away from getting eliminated by USC on home field, and they get in, and then they have their run to the finals, and unfortunately West Virginia was a casualty of that. But I certainly thought Carolina would win, especially given its sort of College World Series pedigree. It had been several of the last years, and then all of a sudden Oklahoma just, I mean, comes out of nowhere and takes this thing. I guess it just goes to show. I mean, this was what, the 6th or 7th straight year that the SEC has won.
Seventh.
7th, yeah. So I mean, what? Wow! It's just, I mean, that conference is just turning into an absolute juggernaut. You just the mid-tier team in the SEC is basically elite in any other conference, including the power conferences. So I mean, yeah, hats off to Oklahoma. Good job for them.
I mean, is there the SEC, Vince, and then everybody else?
It sure seems that way, doesn't it? I mean, you think about Oklahoma's run, too. I think they reeled off, 9 straight wins in the postseason, counting the regionals, super regionals, and the College World Series. And along the way, they took, I mean, obviously I've been touting UCLA all year, but they took out a Georgia Tech team was that in the supers or was that in the regionals that they eliminated Georgia Tech? And
regionals.
then
they got them out in the regionals.
And then they take down North Carolina. And ironically, during their win streak in the postseason, they win game 1 of the best of 3 against Carolina, drop game 2, and you think, okay, here we go. Now they're back down to earth. And they just laid a beat down on UNC in game 3 of the College World Series. And
total beatdown.
It seems like we're seeing a pattern. Mississippi State in recent years where they haven't done well in conference. OU was sub 500 in the SEC, was one and done in the SEC postseason tournament, and then makes this unbelievable 9-game winning streak run in the postseason. And I don't think anybody on this panel had OU winning the College World Series when Selection Monday occurred.
No.
No doubt. Look, I think with you, I think a lot of people thought when North Carolina won the second game, okay, the 10-win game is over. They're, like you said, they're back down to earth. And but the game got out of hand early, and I thought the decision by Forbes to bring the freshman back in, the 18-year-old or 18-year-old, after throwing 40 pitches the prior day, like I didn't get that. And see, I don't like that because you got, obviously I'm the parent of a relief pitcher, right? So you got 8 guys sitting there in the bullpen, and you're bringing a freshman back in that just threw 40 pitches like 12 hours ago. Like that made no sense to me. And the kid had nothing. I mean, bless his heart, he's 18 years old. He had nothing, couldn't get the ball over the plate. Turned out to be a catastrophe for them, and that was the end of the game. But I didn't. That was the one. Coach Forbes made a lot of good moves. That was just a terrible move. Bring a fresh arm in. Try to keep the game within range. And then they had a couple of base running mistakes early that really hurt them. So look, Oklahoma got on a roll. And they're the champions. If you go back to what you said about the SEC, Kentucky almost knocked West Virginia out in their regionals, and a lot of people didn't even think they belonged there, and they came within 2 outs of knocking out the Mountaineers. So, a big delta between SEC and everybody else.
Yeah. The saving grace was Troy eliminating Ole Miss, though. Because at least the mid-major got to knock off one SEC school, so that was a good thing for the mid-majors.
Yeah, look, I think it was a great run. It was very exciting. I mean, for those of us that watched the whole tournament, I would put this up there with the best tournament ever. Right, or top 3. I don't really remember one comparing to it because we had upsets. We had Troy. We had a lot of good teams get knocked out. Georgia, Mississippi State get knocked. Ole Miss, Alabama got knocked out early. Texas. So a lot of teams. Georgia Tech got knocked out early. So I thought it was fun. And of course, the Bruins knocked out in their own home field when they were the number 1 seed. Got beat by St. Mary's twice. Nobody saw that coming. So some semblance of parity. But now, when you look at next year, like everything changes. So you don't even know who's coming, what players are coming back. You're all in the portal. No one knows what's going on. Summer ball's happening now. So you really can't predict anything going
and
forward.
West Virginia finished 4th, right? 4th in the country?
Yeah.
Was that the final rank? I mean, so
yeah.
Yeah. 4th.
I'm going against the Ricky Bobby school of philosophy here, but I think 4th is pretty respectable. It's a great year for West Virginia, and congratulations to the Mountaineers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. They lost a lot of players. Bunch graduated. A couple getting drafted. I think one or two probably going to the draft.
Saban's
or get
staying,
signed.
though.
Yeah.
It's going to
Yeah,
be
but
pretty easy for Coach Saban's to recruit new talent when you could,
Exactly.
when you could say that you made it to Omaha last year and you were one of the Final Four. So, yeah, I think they're going to be just fine for next season.
Well, yeah, that doesn't work, I don't think.
No?
John's previous point, there's just too much turnover. There's too much portal activity. You got to put the roster together. They got to play well together. The chemistry has to be there. That's why, having a great coach helps. And recruiting is so important, though. That's one of the great things about college baseball is you don't know what – there's been so many different national champions year to year to year to year. It's a mixed bag. College of Charleston, who saw that? Who saw what's the other one? Coastal Carolina. These just don't happen. What you're going to see, though, is a continual shift to the SEC with NIL payments, with a better tax bracket for these kids. They're not going to be paying as much as California. I'm sorry, the California schools are going to get whacked on NIL recruitment strategy from these other colleges, universities. You're going to see a lot more dominance by the SEC. They only had 7 in the final 16 of the tournament. Let's just be real about the economics that are happening here. Until you start locking these kids into 2 and 3 year contracts, they're going to move around and get the best deal they can, and should.
Nobody had better marketing throughout the postseason than West Virginia with that post game celebration, though. That was wonderful.
It captured the hearts of America. They're singing down the stadiums, the soccer stadiums. They're singing Country Roads in Seattle.
Yeah, they are.
They have no idea what they're singing.
Even after our soccer team loses.
Right.
Isn't that only supposed to be if you win?
It is, yeah.
Can't believe that Carolina wrote what they did on Twitter, though, or X, excuse me. After apparently they said something about Country Roads, take them home after eliminating West Virginia.
Or they're not the first ones to do that. There's been plenty of times like when
Pitt doesn't do that, do they?
Pitt's writing send before the game is over. Yeah, yes, post. Yeah. But
that happens a good bit.
Look, live by the sword, die by the sword, right?
Yeah.
It's just irrelevant.
Look, they had a right to do that. They beat him. They had that right to make fun of this song. And look, they did it in a good-natured way. But it's great. College players, and they had a right to do that. But what I need to do is Vince, you need to come to Maryland. We lost, was it a 34-man roster? 25 players that were on last year's roster are gone. Can you imagine that? 25 of the 34. 9 remained. And a lot of Coach Swope has got a lot of criticism in the Baltimore media, but the fact of the matter is 10 of them went in the portal, 15 of them he cut. Just cut them. He didn't want him back because he wanted to change the culture of the team. They had to overhaul the whole thing, and he's playing the long game. But imagine, you're a Big Ten team. You finish next to last. And that was his view. We're not winning with the players I got. Culture's horrible. I got to change it. So 10 leave, 10, 15 get cut. Just get cut. Like, I don't want you back. But imagine having to build a roster with 9 remaining players, 3 of them coming off the injured list, Joe being one of them. That's a tall order, Vince.
No doubt. That's going to be a lot of portal activity with recruiting wise for the Terps. That's for sure.
It's going to be it's going to be an interesting season. I know we got a couple good players. We got one that Joe helped get, Alex Merritt, who played with in West Virginia. He's going to play probably first base, second base for them. Shortstop, outfield. He went to College of Charleston. Huge bat. That's a big addition. But what I told Joe is right. You got all new players. You got an opportunity to create the culture from within that you want, which you didn't have, and it's going to be up to the handful of upperclassmen to do that. So we'll see what happens. So college baseball, great run. Look, congratulations to the Sooners that got hot at the right time. Okay, let's get to the NBA big trade. Giannis. Did anybody see this coming? And the Miami Heat, they gave away half the team, bunch of draft picks. Anybody want to comment on this blockbuster NBA trade the other day just before the draft?
Yeah, everyone in the mother. Go ahead, Zach.
everyone saw it coming because Giannis wanted to trade during the middle of the season. And said it, and they got to the deadline and go, "Nah, we're going to keep you around." And then they didn't make the playoffs and go deep in the playoffs. And so, yeah, I mean, this is the pervasive nature of free agency and the trading and how much is going. I think it's far more pervasive than it ever has been. I mean, I look back at our span of our lives, John and Coach, and Dan to a lesser degree. You're younger than us, but I don't remember this much player changing teams.
No.
All the time, and major stars changing teams. Typically, you stay with one franchise. That was it. That's how you build your stardom. You build your brand. Maybe it's the LeBron factor when he went from Cleveland to Miami. But players can pick and choose where they want to go now because they're the brand. They're the ones who are selling the shoes, not the organization. So this is what they can do. And then they say, "I want to go play for Miami." Okay. How much you see saving and not paying Florida income tax now?
Riley
at a better franchise,
better weather too,
right? And a better franchise, better marketing opportunities than southeastern Wisconsin. No disrespect to our friends in the dairy state, but let's be honest, these things matter. We talk about, John, all the time. How the Milwaukee Brewers do it, I don't know, but they're keeping their they're enough to be competitive.
Well, Giannis.
And the Heat are always in the conversation. It seems more often than not.
Yeah,
they're always a solid team.
Pat Riley, his mantra is "Get the star, worry about it later," and he's always done that. Yeah. And he got Giannis, who he's entering the end of his prime per se, but he's still one of the top players in the league. He's wanted to leave Milwaukee for past 2 years or so, and it was either Miami or it was Boston, and ultimately it was Miami. I do think that Milwaukee didn't really get a good return. They got Tyler Hero. Jaime Hawkins is okay, but they got 3 first-round picks, but they're a lot of them are pick swaps. But overall, I think the Heat won this trade. And now they don't really have a roster now because they lost all their players, but they got Giannis, they got the star. You worry about it later. I think the Heat are going to be okay. The Bucks were declining these past couple years ever since they won the championship a few years back. Giannis was ready to leave. He didn't want to leave Milwaukee. He loved Milwaukee, but he was ready to leave the Bucks. So
he just didn't think they could win anymore. I think he just didn't believe they could win.
No, it's definitely not. And
at least he leaves. He leaves having gotten them the one ship. I mean, it's a lot easier divorce when you win. Yeah,
he was beloved there. They loved him there, obviously, and he loved being there. But now he's going to South Beach, which that. Just him being down there is going to sell tickets, whether they win or lose every single game. They're going to sell tickets out the wazoo. Pat Riley loves his stars. He's done it his whole career. I think it was one of those trades you knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of when, not if.
All right, let's get to we got to go to a quick word from our sponsors. When we get back, let's talk about the NBA draft and AJ DeBansta. Going number one.
Actually, have good pronunciation, John.
We're gonna talk about the WNBA. Robots.
Is the WNBA on the rundown?
No, but we can add it.
It got hot this week.
Some controversy right there.
The Caitlin Clark Minute brought to you by.
If it's not on Jack's rundown, I ain't doing it. Anyway, quick word from our sponsors. We're very excited about Al getting these up and running on time, Al. So this is your big chance, Al. Word from our sponsors. Let's go.
Let's go, Al.
You woke up with a sore throat and a low-grade fever. You know you are getting sick, so here's your choices. You can get sicker and miss work. Try to see a doctor this week or sit hours in a crowded waiting room at urgent care.
I have a smarter option for you. Open your medical emergency kit. Match your symptoms to doctor-recommended prescription in your booklet and take the right meds now and get well faster.
This is not a first aid kit. It's like having an urgent care in your home. It includes doctor-prescribed medications to treat over 39 medical issues like respiratory infections, strep throat, pneumonia, UTIs, and more.
No waiting to see the doctor and no standing in line at the pharmacy. It's right here.
Every home should have at least one medical emergency kit, and here's how to order.
Order online fast and save $45. Your kit with prescriptions to treat common and life-saving illnesses is rushed to your door. Visit twc.health/Godzilla. Promo code Godzilla. That's twc.health/Godzilla. Promo code Godzilla.
The best part about waking up in the morning is a great cup of coffee, and I get this every day with my 1775 coffee. It's rich, it's bold, best tasting coffee I've ever had. Single origin, farmed in Bolivia, 7,000 feet. It's always fresh, roasted daily. This is the best coffee you're ever going to get. Go to 1775coffee.com, 1775coffee.com. Promo code Godzilla, 10% off. It's going to make your day every day.
John Frederick.
It is the most egregious thing I've seen in a lifetime.
President Trump.
The whole thing is ridiculous.
When politics start getting wild,
They want to have every single thing that you don't want. Raise taxes, men and women's sports. They're going to open up their border.
Trump hits the speed dial.
Thank you for calling in on such short notice.
You came first, John.
Wake up with the John Frederick Show weekday morning, 6 Eastern, 5 Central on JFMN.TV, the massive J-Fred radio network, and all across the socials.
You came first, John. Thank you very much, and you do a great job.
Right now, download the new WV Sports Nation app from the Apple Store or Google Play and get the entire Mountaineer sports world in the palm of your hand. Right now, get notified when new stories drop about your favorite Mountaineers teams and athletes. Download the WV Sports Nation app right now. Get updates on next level Mountaineers like Weatherholt and Joe Mazzulla. All that and more right in your pocket right now. Download the new WV Sports Nation app from the Apple Store or Google Play. Download the app right now. Godzilla Wins, where you get the best insight and best information on how to win the most money ever.
Guess what? GodzillaWins.com. Let's talk more winners.
Back to the show.
Okay, guys, hang on. Okay, thanks for joining us back. Let's get back into where I am today. I'm at Colonial Downs. Great to have you with us. This is the greatest racetrack in America, second only to Saratoga, which is under renovation. So therefore, we're number one, the most beautiful track you're going to find. Check it out. 30 minutes, just 30 minutes, what was it, west, right, of Williamsburg, 20 minutes south of, or east of Richmond, 2 hours from Washington, D.C. If you got an easy pass, you're good to go. It's going to be so much fun. More information, colonialdowns.com, colonialdowns.com. Racing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Post time, 12:30 p.m. every single day. Great for the kids. Bring them out, see the horses, great food, win money, have fun. Go to colonialdowns.com. One of the best family experiences you're ever going to have. It is so much fun there. Ann and I have been here since Wednesday night, having a great time. Just go to colonialdowns.com, one of our sponsors here, founding sponsors of Godzilla Wins, and we thank their senior marketing officials for understanding what a great show Godzilla Wins is and how it dovetails to their audience. Big shout out to Nate Mize, who's done a brilliant job. And these things have been packed. All the suites are packed. They're all sold out. When I was first going there, suites were empty, box seats were empty. Now everything is sold out. All the tables are sold out. That's why you got to get yours now. Go to colonialdowns.com, colonialdowns.com. And thanks, guys. Okay, let's get back to the NBA draft. BYU making it number one. A lot of people say, guys, this was the deepest NBA draft in many years. Reaction, whoever wants to jump.
Yeah, overall, this was the very star-studded draft. Yeah, I also did not watch the NBA draft. I'm usually one that just follows it as happening, read the picks, and then read some articles after. But yeah, I mean, this was a star-studded draft. A lot of high-caliber stars. I mean, a lot of Big 12 players as well. They had the most draft. I think it was 13, including 2 in the top 3 with Darren Peterson at number 2, and then A.G. Devonta at number 1 from BYU. But I think overall this was a lot of teams came out of this draft happy with their selections, and also fan bases knowing that they're going to have something exciting to watch. Like, for example, the Kings with the Kings were able to get Darius Acuff. I think he went 7th overall. Yeah, 7th overall, Darius Acuff to the Kings. He's someone who I was really high on. He kind of fell, and the Kings, who are terrible, but Acuff is at least going to make them watchable. And then, the Wizards getting Devonta at number 1. They're never going to be good, but he's at least going to be fun to watch. Really high on Darren Peterson, who didn't want to go to the Utah Jazz, but back-to-back years, the Jazz, with their first-round selection, said, we don't care. We're coming no matter what. They had someone last year who publicly stated he didn't want to go, but they said, don't care, we're drafting anyway. So overall, I mean, if you're a fan of the draft, I'm sure it was fun to watch because there's so many high caliber players. And then one thing that was cool to see was in Dusty May's first probably decision as a head coach of the Dallas Mavericks, he goes ahead and gets one of his top guys from Michigan. So that'll be fun to see how that plays out. Morez Johnson Jr., he opted for him over Yaxel Lenberg, who was also really good on the team. He ended up going to the Warriors. So I think that was also a good selection for the Warriors because they needed big men. But overall, I think a lot of teams address needs in this pretty heavy class, especially in the front court. So I think overall it was a successful draft for a lot of teams. And I think when you look at a draft, that's all you can do is try and get the best available players for your team and your direct needs. So I think a lot of teams were able to do that.
Yeah, I think the big winner, and I'm not a big NBA fan, but looking at what transpired 2 years ago, the Oklahoma City Thunder win the NBA title. This year, the Final Four, they ended up getting the 12th and the 16th overall pick once all the trades materialized. So if you're talking about a team that's in the Final Four and they pick up the 12th and 16th overall, that has to be considered a winnable draft for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
They have a million draft picks for the next 5 years. Their GM
they're set up well.
Their GM is one of the best in all of sports. He has garnered so many draft picks through 2032. Like they have multiple first round picks dang near every year. So yeah, I think the Thunder, their future is incredibly bright. But yeah. I mean, for teams that have been terrible for so long, like the Wizards, for example, one of these first round selections got to hit. And I think Devanza is someone that can be a really good player in this league. But I'll be keeping an eye on Darren Peterson. I think he's going to be an absolute stud. Elite shot maker, can hit any shot, athletic. Only problem is he got hurt every other game in Kansas. I think he was dealt with really bad cramps or something. But so as long as he can stay healthy, literally one of his goals he told the reporters for his first year was that he wants to play every single game. So
that's tough. That's tough. The first year out for a rookie to play that many games, they lose their legs in the third of the season. But I found myself watching the NBA draft and I didn't know why. And I was like, well, here it is. It's on. It's not. It was on one of my screens here. But what struck me was, especially for the first draft, the early part of the draft, were the number of freshmen who were taken.
Oh yeah,
and how skinny they are.
Native Met top 10.
No, I looked at them all. I'm like, they're going up against grown men, and I watch a lot of one of the things I really enjoy on social media is watching the old NBA players talk about the league and what they experienced, and some of their stories just absolutely hysterical. And the guys I grew up watching and playing, watching play. And they talk about, grandfather strength. Certain guys you just can't move in the paint. Well, that game doesn't exist anymore because it's four on the perimeter and a point guard who comes in and dishes out. And you got four guys posting up for 3-point shots, and then maybe one of them will break loose and go for a one-on-one or the pick and rolls, which have become highly technical, which is the new game. But I'm struck by how not thick these men are. They're tall, 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", and they're athletic as hell, and they can move and they can shoot from the logo, but they're just so thin.
Yeah,
and you look at the NBA players now; they're just not built for contact anymore. The game
is a pendulum swinging back from Zion Williamson.
One guy that is certainly thick is Jaden Quintons, who went 20 to the San Antonio Spurs. That man is an absolute animal. He could play linebacker for any team in the NFL. He's huge, strong.
That weight's not going to stay on.
Beefy as hell.
And be successful in the NBA. It's too fast.
Yeah,
it's just too fast for any guy with any size.
Yeah, he went 20. I think actually he was one of the better selections in the draft, just based off team need. The Spurs needed to beef up in the front court. They needed a sizable, quality big man behind Victor Wembanyama, and I think they were able to get him in that. But yeah, to your point, Sax, there are certainly some skinny guys that are getting drafted. And
look at Durant, look at Wemby. I mean, these guys are they're not thick
Samson
men
2.0
who can go in the paint and just battle it out with the Lambeers and the Mahorns of back in the day, right? You're not going up against Charles Oakley. You're just not. The game has totally changed though, and you don't have to.
But at the same time, Kevin Durant is the greatest scorer of all time. Victor Wembanyama is arguably going to be the greatest player of all time if he continues on.
Because the game has changed.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys 40 years ago don't make it 7 years. They're just getting knocked around. That's just the game has changed. The game is completely different, and that's what.
But
That's
don't
what
you,
my,
hey, Sax,
that's what my
most sports make a full circle. And do you think there will be a time here where the NBA will, let's try to go with a big, slow the game down, make it a 70s to 80 game, and post up. And I think in a weird kind of way that might work.
Could Shaq be a dominant player in today's NBA? Yeah, I think he could be, probably today if he took the court. But you got to feed him the ball, and that would change the game. So you're right. You could have a dominant big man, be big, be 7 foot, but they're just not building him that way anymore.
Well, yeah, but you know what? I really think that's something to think about, because you can slow the tempo down, use that 24-second shot clock, get the shot off at 18 to 20, and hope for an offensive rebound and really dictate tempo. Slowly bring the ball up. I know it's not from a fan standpoint a great, beautiful game to watch, but
that's how you change the game,
baby.
That's how you would change
I think it'd be a better game.
But probably analytics would tell you not to do that.
No, analytics are all about the 3-point shot now. Logan, you're the resident NBA expert here. Did anything surprise you about where anybody went in the draft?
I don't know. Surprised. You can't really be surprised that A.J. Bonte went 1. I would have picked Darren Peterson at 2. At 1. But one thing that surprised me actually was the fact that Yaxel Lindbergh was not the first Michigan player to go. I know he was an older draft pick, and normally NBA drafts do not suit the older players, but he was the best player on that Arizona team, and big, strong guy, can post up really well, and he did not go first over. He went 11th, and actually his coach opted out for his teammate Morris Johnson Jr. at 9. That was something I was surprised. I was also surprised that Darius A. Cup Jr. dropped all the way to 7. He was a fantastic player to watch. If you're talking about pick and roll, one of the most efficient players in the pick and roll, knows how to get players on his back, knows how to draw fouls. He dropped a 7 to the Kings. So I think if you're a Kings fan, you should be very happy about that. Mikael Brown Jr. out of Louisville went before him, and I 100% would have gone Darius Acuff over him. Mikael Brown Jr. is good, but he's been inconsistent at times in his collegiate career and kind of takes poor shots at times. So if you're prone to taking poor shots in college, if you're given the ball in the NBA, you're probably going to take poor shots as well.
They won't be on the court very long if they do. So that's one of the things that I've learned about, frankly, the NBA and Major League Baseball, to a greater degree, Major League Baseball. I don't follow the draft because they move around so much. It doesn't matter. They have to fit into a system and gel with the team, and that's just what the franchises have to do. You talk about Oklahoma City having that great GM there. They've been able to backfill so many picks to make sure that their rotations are going to be good and that they all gel together. But you see a guy like Chet Holmgren, who's like 12 feet tall and weighs $130. He's just not going to be in the paint very long, especially in the playoffs, and that showed itself. So they've got to do some roster work there. But all in all, the talent level of these kids is extraordinary, but they have to fit. It has to fit into the system. I mean, look at Jalen Brunson and the Nova kids for the Knicks. Didn't see that coming, but there they are. It has to gel. They have to work together. It's still a very highly technical game. It's not easy to watch on television anymore throughout the regular season, but that's just the changing nature of the game. It's filtering down to college, and unfortunately to high school. You're just not seeing the talent, the development of the fundamentals that we see in other countries. And I was shocked not to see more European kids earlier taken. That says something about the nature.
Heavy American this year, which has not always been the case in years past. But I mean, I do think that this draft class is a class that could trigger more viewership for the regular season. The only problem with that is it's hard to watch in the regular season because it's not on TV. But like, for example, like the NBA Finals average over 20 million viewers on any given game. So that's pretty incredible. That's pretty a high standard.
So you brought in the New York market.
Yeah,
that was the key factor. I mean, if it's San Antonio and Seattle, it's not going to happen. You got to have the market. But I don't think the talent that came out this year will bring in more viewers for several years because they've just got to develop, and the brands are going to be the brands. Well, and that's just and throughout the regular season, I don't think people care that much. But I mean, I hope for the game it does. I hope the game improves, but it's just not easy to watch throughout the regular season. There's a lot more opportunities.
Well, hell, it's hard in the postseason, at least for one Jim Hobgood, my father, who drafted by the present-day Clippers 45-ish years ago. He said he tried to watch 2 minutes of the finals and came to the conclusion after 2 minutes that the San Antonio coach was the worst coach he'd ever seen in his life.
Well, that was bad coaching, and apparently you're not allowed to say it for some social reasons. But that's not how you improve a sport, an entertainment product, by not calling it out for what it is. And frankly, with a guy like Wemby on the team, they got a problem there that they got to fix.
Who just went into hiding at parts of that series.
It was the team's. It was not only the team's first finals run; it was also his first final run as a coach. He'll be fine.
That's not how. Look, what determines that? They'll be okay. Yeah, they'll be a franchise in the NBA. They should, but they were exposed by New York.
Yeah. And Logan, I got to say, maybe with the exception of pre-ACL injury Derrick Rose, I don't think I've ever seen a player play faster than Jalen Brunson. That guy is so quick. My gosh, is he decisive.
Quick. People keep saying stuff about the coach. Victor Wembanyama absolutely went quiet in the
he disappeared.
Games.
Disappeared.
That's coaching, guys.
If you're supposed to be the greatest player in the league, you're supposed to be the face of the league. You're supposed to be on path to be the greatest of all time, and he just went absolutely dead silent.
He's still young. He's still 24 or whatever he is, 23.
I think he's younger than that.
Is he young?
He's.
You don't come into the league at that level and dominate. Look how long it took Jordan. Look how long it took LeBron to get there. It just doesn't happen. You have to know the game, and that comes with repetition. It comes with better coaching and talent around you and better roster development, and that's what makes the league a compelling story. They just don't. And it's hard to watch when they carry the ball or they double dribble or they walk as much as they do. It's just like, what game are you playing?
22
I just
years
don't
old.
understand.
Well, going back to Giannis, I think when he won with the Bucks, he won at age 26, I want to say. And people made a big deal out of that. That was actually quite a bit younger than a lot of the players who – I mean, Magic Johnson came into the league and won because the Lakers were stacked. The Bird, I guess the same thing as well with the Celtics. But yeah, I mean, Jordan, I don't think he won until his late 20s.
Well, and you got to be in shape, game shape. You're talking about 100 games by the end of the NBA Finals, not including exhibition, not including training. Your body just isn't there. They just don't have the stamina that you can play a 35, 40 game season in college. You can be there. 80, you're going to get exposed in the playoffs. That's why look at Brunson. The guy's put together. I mean, he is decisive and he is quick, but he's an NBA pro, and that's the development that's exciting to watch in the NBA. Frankly, from a non-NBA fan, if I'm going to watch the game, I got to see something that's of value rather than a bunch of skinny 6'8", 6'9" kids who are incredibly quick, who can shoot and everything. But if they can't rebound and they can't set picks and they can't do it day in and day out, they're going to wear down.
Yeah, they had that time. And the Knicks have had their years where like they've fallen. They finally had their moment. That's what makes the Spurs run so incredible and why their future is so bright. They were not supposed to be there. That team is all rookies, pretty much. Rookies are second years. Dylan Harper, Victor Wembanyama, their other Stephon Castle. They're all like early in their NBA career, and they managed to make the final, beat the reigning champions, Oklahoma City Thunder. So I mean, the Spurs, and they got better in the draft. So I think the Spurs are going to be on their way to another dynasty with Wembanyama at the helm. Mitch Johnson definitely got exposed in the finals, but also Mike Brown. Before that, he never won
anything anywhere.
Yeah, he never had any playoff success at all, except as an assistant coach with the Warriors back in the mid 2010s when they had their run. So it's all give and take. And
I think the Spurs need another coach.
Interesting about the NBA, frankly, is the guy who doesn't for so long and grinds it out and all of a sudden figures it out and gets there. That to me is a compelling storyline. Like, what about that coach all of a sudden, who wasn't as successful as we would think, like, the Pat Rileys or the Phil Jacksons of the world, the Popoviches, Steve Kerrs, those are different storyline that I think can be compelling, that frankly the NBA has to get better at telling, because otherwise it's just not going to connect with a large segment of American sports watchers.
Well, Sax, I know that you're a fellow Virginia fan. Supposedly, Tony Bennett is very good friends with the San Antonio owner. I don't. After what I saw in the finals, I don't believe in the San Antonio coach, but I would love to see Tony Bennett get a crack at coaching the Spurs.
I think he wants.
Maybe he might not. He might not.
He's
working
for the Lakers now, but
Bennett is. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think he's like charged of scouting and recruitment or something. He's like player development.
Really?
He's working for the Lakers. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I think Tony Bennett's a guy who goes, I have enough money. I enjoy my life. I enjoy my kids. This is good enough for me. And I'm perfectly comfortable doing that. And not because the NBA is an absolute grind. And I don't think he wants it.
Yeah, he's got.
I don't think he needs it as a coach, as a person.
No,
his dad retired in his late 50s too.
Well, it's not as he's a very dynamic person. I'll say Tony Bennett is,
he's a super guy. But do you?
Yeah.
I just don't see him.
His priorities are different.
He hasn't come back already. I don't think he's coming back.
Yeah, somebody suggested maybe
he Carlisle.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody suggested maybe he would go to some place like a service academy to avoid some of the NIL troubles, but yeah, he has other interests. He's not like a Mike Krzyzewski or a Roy Williams, who's just somebody who's just totally singularly obsessed with basketball.
I think he has a far different center in life, and it's in his relationship to Jesus and his family, and I think he's as good as you're going to get, and and I think he is professionally fulfilled.
Yeah, yeah.
And very few college coaches succeed in the NBA. It's a very hard jump. Very few cases of any cases of NBA college coaches.
Well, I don't think the style of play matches up with his defensive mindset with the pack line. And
the weakness of that defense is good perimeter shooting, and that's what dominates the NBA now. So
yeah, I think he knows his time and his system is gone, and he is perfectly comfortable with that.
Yeah, the pack line would struggle in the NBA with how
it struggles now in the college ranks because
it relies on those late closeouts.
College teams have adjusted to it. They're all shooting over it, which is the death of the pack line.
Yeah, when you have to rely on those late closeouts in the corner, it's
look, Caitlin Clark could beat the pack line.
I don't know. Hey, we
because she can shoot.
We talked about the WNBA. There's some major drama.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that to Jack.
I think it'll be a real punch.
The Angel Reese minute brought to you by.
It up, okay? It'd be a real punch to the throat if we brought it up. We should stay away from it.
It'd be a flagrant foul.
You like bricklaying, the Angel Reese? No.
Well, listen, I don't know if you guys can. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but we got to dedicate this as the longest NBA segment we've ever had in history of Godzilla Wins. I'm frozen, so you can't really see me, but we're going to dedicate this to Al Green, a 30-minute NBA segment.
That's right.
Unbelievable. So let's go around the horn and get out. We got to get to baseball. We got 10 minutes. Biggest winner NBA draft. Dan Hobgood, quickly.
Ooh, I'll stick with what's popular. I think Oklahoma State getting 2 picks in the top 20. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm going with the Thunder.
Logan.
Jazz getting Darren Peterson at 2.
Statler.
I'm sticking with the Thunder.
Saxman.
The players. They're going to get big checks.
Wizards. Even though I'll never go see a game, I'm going to see the Caps games. I'm getting season tickets there. Even though I'm never going to see a Wizards game live because I really don't care. I like the guy they got from Brigham Young University. I think he'll add some pizzazz to the team. It's kind of a sorry bunch, but I think they're going to be good. Okay, guys, let's get to baseball.
It's the worst nickname in sports, period.
It used to be the Bullets. It was the Bullets.
They could pick something else. It sucks.
Love the logo.
Really
I love the logo with the Washington Monument in there. That's a great logo.
The Wizards are horrible. It should be like something else, but like I get they can't call it Bullets, but I agree with you. I think the
Swamp
Wizards,
Rats would be better.
the
Oh, the
Wizards,
Redskins.
the Wizards are right up there with Commanders and Guardians. Those are the three worst names in pro
Garbage.
sports, right?
Garbage.
The three worst. So I
Garbage.
can't stand any of them. Now, I love the Caps name, right? And for Father's Day, my son Jack got me this really cool Washington Cap shirt. I don't have it on today, but I did have it on the other day. Had to throw it in the laundry bag. But yeah, we're Cap season tickets. 3 stops on the Metro. I mean, this is the beauty of living in Washington, D.C. You walk 1 block to the Red Line. You take 3 stops on the Metro. You get off. You go up the escalator, and there's the Verizon Center. I mean, you just can't beat it. So
It's great. But how can you go from a Penguins fan to the Caps fan? You're not a fan, right?
No, well, I went to Penguins games because I was there. So, I like the Penguins, but I was never a fan because not really I follow them. But now I'm in DC. I'm a Caps fan. So I like the Caps. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, having said that, let's get the base.
You're just a whore. That's just so wrong that anyone could go from Pens to Capitals because I live there now. Jesus.
At least he's not a Flyers fan.
Go Caps.
Out.
Go Caps, baby. Let's go.
What?
Well, listen, I'm still an Astros fan. We're only 2.5 games out, as bad as we are. Let's get to baseball.
I respect you for that.
I'm still a Titans fan. In fact, we're buying a radio station in Nashville that's going to carry the Titans. So now we got Nashville, we got Volunteers going, we got Titans going, we got Steelers going. Steelers are still my team on the national radio. We're the national affiliate
For now.
but in the national affiliate, we
if-
run them
as if
everywhere
we'd have
except
As if
except
we'd
in,
have you.
in Nashville, we're running the Titans and the Volunteers. So we'll see how all that goes. Baseball.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. That's all.
Rock Top.
Look, I have no problem with the Penguins, but I'm not a Penguins fan. I'm not a fan. I mean, I went to the games.
You're digging a deeper hole. Let's go to something
let's move on
else.
to baseball. Mets catastrophe. Fired their manager. Giants. Oh my God! I don't know who to get to first. Let's start with the Mets. They continue to lose. They got beat again. They get beat every night. They fire their manager. We have the same segment every week. They never get better. What?
Like
I don't even know what to say about them now. If you're a Mets fan, this is the biggest catastrophe in baseball history. I mean, all these great players, all this money, they're in last place. They can't even beat the Nationals. They suck. Now they finally fire the manager. What's the deal? Just Vince, what is the deal with this team?
I don't know, but I'm going to save all my bullets for the Giants talk.
Okay. Anybody want to comment on the Mets before we get to the Giants?
Too little, too late.
They had 6 errors the other day.
It's a horrible club. They don't care.
Got to be a toxic culture. I mean,
Toxic.
You go back to the Snyder Redskins, obviously for at least for the longest time, if not still now, the nutting Pirates. Some of these cultures.
They never had the roster. The Commanders or the Redskins under Snyder never had the roster. Pirates
this is
never
worse.
Had the roster.
Yeah, this is worse.
This is the worst ever. They got a great roster on paper. This team should be in first place, and they're in last place.
Every time I get down about how the Pirates are playing, I just look to the Mets. I'm like, okay.
Maybe they're distracted thinking about how much money Mamdani's going to take away from them.
We got to get to the Giants. We got to get to the Giants, okay? Oh, my God. What a catastrophe. Now they're in a fire sale. I told you this coach was not going to work. I told you that, Vince. You can't take a guy from the collegiate level and drop him into a major league locker room. He's lost the team. The interview with Posey the other day about what went on with the Bible verses on the hats was a complete marketing catastrophe. This team is in free fall in every possible way. The manager has lost total control of the locker room. They're not winning. They're in a fire sale. The whole and then Manfred, who I hate, worst commissioner in the history of baseball, complete jackass, throws you guys under the bus, basically blames the Giants for not communicating the Pride Night rules. The whole thing is a catastrophe. I was telling Ann the other day, NHL figured it out again. They have a Pride night. You don't want to wear the Pride uniforms? You don't. No problem. You don't want to come to the games with a Pride night hat? You don't. No problem. Let be, let be. You want to come, you want to wear it, fine. You don't, fine. No rules are broken. Everybody's happy. The Giants tried to shove this down everybody's throat. 4 players wanted no part of it. 3 put Bible verses on their hat. Essentially, that violates rules. Other guy just put his regular hat on. And the way the Giants handled it was horrible. What is going on with your organization, Coach Vin?
Yeah, it's interesting times in San Francisco, no question about it, with the Giants and the June Pride Month and all that, and the whole thing about it is, I mean, you had 3 players, 4 players, one that chose not to wear the rainbow colored hat and wore the regular hat, and then several had Bible verses on their hat, and obviously Buster Posey, general manager, didn't really want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. I think we kind of, by his explanation or lack of words, kind of tells you where he sides in this whole thing. And the whole thing with the organization shoving it down the throat, and of course being in San Francisco, that doesn't help matters. But you kind of look at the one organization in Major League Baseball, the Texas Rangers, that refused to acknowledge Pride Month and have a Pride Day, and good for them. Good for them, because the one thing is, I mean, we can get here and talk about equal rights and stuff like that, but it's just like we talk about this all the time. It's an opportunity for us to distance ourselves from things like that. And I understand the social aspect of things. We go back to Jackie Robinson, that's a no-brainer. But when you get into situations like this where it involves a person's faith, a person's moral compass, don't back people into a corner. And that's essentially what the Giants did. And essentially, really, start with Major League Baseball has done. So it's interesting times nonetheless. And I'm still willing to give Tony V some slack on this. I don't know of any manager that could have handled this whole situation. It's just one of those things that's kind of
San
puts you in the
Francisco
middle.
has to be ground zero for Pride Month. I mean, in
Right.
fairness. So,
yeah.
Rafael Devers.
We have one of the problems that
showed him up. I'm telling you, I told you this. Devers got all pissed off when he took him out for a pinch runner, and he did no discipline. If that was Billy Martin, this guy, you wouldn't see this guy playing for a friggin' month, right? He'd have got in the dugout and punched him, right? Your manager doesn't do anything. Devers runs the team. As far as I can see, you guys are done.
Oh, there's no
Saxman,
doubt. I mean,
we got to go.
Yeah.
Final word, Saxman.
One of the things that's driving this is merchandise sales, and I just can't stand the different uniforms night in, night out anymore. It's overly done. It's unproductive. You bring politics into it. It doesn't go well. I like the Astros over the Tigers today.
Okay, my pick, Philadelphia. They're going on a roll. I've been waiting for the Phillies to get hot. I love the Phillies today over the Mets. I think they're going to win 9, 10 in a row, 15 out of 19. Phillies. Statler.
Pirates are going to beat the Reds today, bounce back. Astros beat the Tigers, and Yankees over Red Sox.
Logan.
Brewers over Cubs, Braves over Giants, and Padres over Dodgers.
Yankees over
Vince.
Red Sox, Reds over Pirates, Dodgers over the Padres.
For our picks, go to GodzillaWins.com. I'll get them up about 3 o'clock. GodzillaWins.com. I got more picks today than the Phillies. Godzilla Wins. You can always find it there. Jay Delsick, golf, next on Godzilla Wins. I want to thank our panel. Dan Hobgood, the old ball coach, Vince Mayako, the one and only Chris Sachs. It's good to have you back, Sachs. Brendan Statler, Logan Powell from WVSN. Go to WVSN Sports Nation, WVSportsNation.com. Thanks, guys, for being with us. Jay Delson, golf next.